Bipolar disorder, also known as manic depressive illness, is a brain disorder that causes unusual shifts in a person's mood, energy, and ability to function. Different from the normal ups and downs that everyone goes through, the symptoms of bipolar disorder are severe. They can result in damaged relationships, poor job or school performance, and even suicide. But there is good news. Bipolar disorder can be treated, and people with this illness can lead full and productive lives.
Bipolar is a neurological, biological disorder. It affects the neurotransmitters in the brain. And what happens is it's a chemical imbalance, which are the neurotransmitters, and they do not work smoothly in the body or in the brain. And they think that it is caused by a genetic problems in the genes. The genes actually have developed the brain in that way. Bipolar causes mood instability because of this, because the chemicals in the brain are not stable. It causes mood instability. So the child or the adult or the teen would be depressed at times, or could be very excited, very manic, depending on the severity of the bipolar.
Some of the symptoms of bipolar that I have are irritability, mood swings, depression, crying, high levels of anxiety, and times isolating myself.
When it comes to trying to figure out what it is that changes my moods, often there'll be things in my environment that seem like that's what it is that I'm upset about. For instance, falling in love, my mood will swing high. Losing a boyfriend, my mood will swing low. But what I've found on medication is that that's not really necessarily what's going on. I think what's going on for me is that when my adrenaline goes up, before I was treated, I became sort of addicted to that adrenaline, and that kept me going up and up and up, up and up. Whereas there's the opposite of that. There are chemicals in the body that cause depression, or chemicals that prevent depression that weren't being secreted, and then I would go down, 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 down. So it was almost like ping pong. You'd have a mood, and then you'd go in that direction, and you'd be hitting yourself off in each different direction, and not necessarily thinking things through and trying to understand yourself in a balanced way.
She was being treated for ADHD and was on Ritalin, and the Ritalin was affecting her bipolar, making things more severe, to where she was having auditory and visual hallucinations, and going to the doctor to taking care of all that. So when she was diagnosed as bipolar with schizophrenic side effects.
Scientists are finding out now that bipolar can affect very young children, because they believe that a child is born with bipolar, and depending on the early stressors or the severity of the bipolar, it's starting to show up younger and younger. And so what a teacher might possibly see is a child who is has some of the earlier symptoms of bipolar, such as separation anxiety in a very young child that's starting school. They have an unusual anxiety about leaving their mother. That might be one. They might have start to show some mood instability, and that they get very upset easily.